Good morning. I am Gupta. I am pursuing Mechanical and Automation Engineering from Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University. Today we will be studying the topic aldehydes and ketones. Alright, so before starting with aldehydes and ketones, we first need to know what are carbonyl groups. Alright, what is a carbonyl compound? Alright, so whenever we have C double bond O, this group is known as carbonyl group. Alright, so whenever we find a C double bond O group, we know that it's a carbonyl compound. So when we have C double bond O attached with an R and an H, this is an aldehyde, right? So therefore an aldehyde is a carbonyl group. When we have C double bond O, R, R dash, these R and R dash are alkyl groups. Right. So this is ketone. When we have C double bond O, R, OH, this is carboxylic acid. We'll just write it out. We have C double bond O, R, O, R dash, this is ester. All these are carbonyl compounds because they have C double bond O groups. We'll name a few more. C double bond O, R, O, C double bond O, R dash. This is acid anhydride. Then we have C double bond O, R, NH2. This would be amide. Yeah. So we have all these groups. All these are carbonyl groups, carbonyl compounds. Alright, so now we know what is now from a group of compounds we can identify which is an aldehyde and which is a ketone. Alright, stop. Now that we can identify an aldehyde and a ketone, we need to be able to name them. हमें उन्हें उनका नाम पता होना चाहिए. So obviously for that we will study the nomenclature. Alright. Nomenclature. So basically we can define these two by two methods, either by the IUPAC name or the common name. Alright, so one is IUPAC and the other is common name. We need to have a knowledge of both of them, so we'll deal with them separately. See, first we'll start with aldehydes. Alright. So aldehydes, IUPAC. So we all know that for one carbon chain, the prefix is methanol. So the suffix for aldehyde is al. So it would be methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol, pentanol. So al. Here al is important for aldehydes. Now we come to the common name. Common name is probably a little more interesting. We've studied carboxylic acid, like we have a little bit of idea, right? So we know that common name for one carbon atom carboxylic acid is formic acid. It's formic acid, acetic acid, propanoic acid, butyric acid, right? So from that carboxylic acid name, we remove the ic acid part and replace it with aldehyde, right? So when we have H, C double bond OH, the common name for this methanol would be formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. Because we simply removed formic acid का ic acid, right? ऐसे ही CH3 C double bond OH. This would be acetaldehyde. Then we take 3 chain CH3, CH2, C double bond OH. This would be propionaldehyde, right? Because it is propionic acid. So this is propionaldehyde. A 4 carbon chain. I'm just making a 4 carbon chain for aldehyde. So this would be butyraldehyde, right? Aldehyde. And we've not really heard, but for a 5 carbon chain, the name is valeric acid. So your 5 carbon chain, when we make one, I'll just make it quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be named as valeraldehyde. Alright. So now we can easily name the common names by the knowledge of carboxylic acid common names. Alright. So these are some easy cases. Now we'll see, we've got 3 cases, we've got 3 compounds which have a naming different from this, like I'll tell you. So as I was telling that we've got 3 compounds which I think it's better if we learn their names. Alright, so they have an alpha beta saturation in the carbonyl compound, right? I'll tell you. Carbonyl compound. Okay. So we'll make a 3 carbon chain. Right. Now we have to make an alpha beta saturation. Saturations mean double bond. So here at alpha and beta position. So this compound is commercially known as ecrolane. Right. This is the common name. And if we see for the IUPAC, we can do that as well. This would be the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon. So, pro 2, because unsaturation is on 2, enal. Alright, pro 2, enal. Okay. Now we'll make a 3 carbon chain, 4 carbon chain, sorry. Saturation is at alpha beta position. So if we write the common name for this compound is crotonaldehyde. Alright. So this is the 4 carbon chain with the saturation at alpha beta position. And if we write the IUPAC for this, I'll just write it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So but 2 enal. You see, al is for aldehyde, en is for the unsaturation, and 2 is marking the position. I think we've read these rules earlier as well, so it won't be an issue. Alright, now the third compound. This is the first one you can remember, second one, and the third one. So this involves a phenyl group. Alright, so this is the phenyl group, and we're adding 3 carbons because we want unsaturation. So we need 3 carbons here. See, this one, this is called, what is it called? Cinnamaldehyde. Cinnamaldehyde. Alright, so this is the common name, and if you have to write the IUPAC name, so that would be 1, 2, 3. So the phenyl, this would be the main chain because this has aldehyde group, and this would be the side chain. So 3 phenyl. Alright, and this is a 3 carbon chain, pro 2 enal. Alright. So you can see, so we need to learn, we need to memorize we can actually very easily tell the IUPAC name, we know the common names now by the carboxylic acid method, and we can just learn these 3 cases. So that's about the common name and the IUPAC for this, for aldehydes. Alright, we'll do a few examples. I've taken a few cases. You can practice them more in the sheet, but these are a few cases which I think would be helpful. See, this obviously we can name very easily. 1 carbon, methanol, and the common name would be formaldehyde. Alright, here. Okay, so when we have the aldehyde group attached to a cyclic chain, then we add the word carbaldehyde at the end. This is the suffix when aldehyde group is attached directly to a cyclic chain. Alright. So this would be named as, what is the name of this? Benzene, right? So we would name this benzene carbaldehyde, simply. It's actually easier if you ask me. See, what is this? This is cyclohexane, right? So we'll name this as cyclohexane carbaldehyde, right? Now I think this is an interesting example. It's there in the NCERT as well. Alright, so here we have 3 CHO group, 1, 2, 3, and we've got a 3 carbon chain. So first we need to realize that what is the main chain, right? So we'll take these 3 carbon to be in the main chain. Alright, so we've taken an interesting way to name this. This is taken as 1, 2, 3. Obviously you can take this as 1, this is 2, this is 3. It's the same way. Alright. So if you want to name this, stop. It would be named as propane, because 1, 2, 3 propane, 1, 2, 3. I'll decide it here. Tricarbaldehyde. So this is one particular case where we've taken a carbaldehyde, despite this not being a chain, despite this not being a cyclic chain. Alright, so this is 1 propane, 1, 2, 3 tricarbaldehyde. Okay, so with this we're done with the nomenclature for aldehydes. Now we'll come to ketones. Stop.